will be presenting the introduction. So, urban heat island. So, over time, urban residents have been increasingly worried about the thermal characteristic in their surrounding. Urban heat island is one of the most serious urban environmental issues, and it has become a major burden for many countries. So for this general review, we took Malaysia and Thailand into comparison. So why we choose both of these countries? Because the main cities, which is Bangkok, Thailand, and Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, is an economic and manufacturing and commercial center of both respective countries. And the second reason is both countries are neighbor, which is they are located next to each other. So, as a reminder, even though both of the cities is the liveliest tropical cities in Southeast Asia, but they are not immune to major urban expansion, which worsen the urban microclimate in terms of rapid ambient air temperature and associated consequences. So we have come up with three objectives, which is to assess and compare the factors, the implication, and lastly the mitigation of urban heat island or UHI toward the capital city between Bangkok, Thailand and Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
GKL refers to a geographical region that includes the national capital of KL and its surrounding satellite towns. The city center is dominated by commercial, industrial, and institutional land use, whereas the majority residential land use is concentrated in and around the subcenters. Bangkok is one of the cities that experiencing climate-related issues, since several parts of the city have gotten hotter than the surroundings. Bangkok had a population of 10 million registered residents. Local government have made significant progress in terms of ongoing construction and infrastructure development, and land use changed in JKL from 1990 to 2016. While Thailand gross domestic product (GDP) increased dramatically from 5 trillion to 9 trillion between 1995 and 2016.
Bangkok's high rate of non-registration population increase and economic expansion has resulted in fast urbanization.
Since then, Malaysia has seen an explosion of research and activities aimed at better understanding UHI, its contributing elements, and long-term effect on the environment and public health. Based on Landsat data, LULC and DVI and LST were categorized and approximated using satellite photos of Bangkok.
UHI research in temperate climate. For example, studies in tropical climates have found that the smaller sky view factor has significant role in mitigating heat island effects. The heat island effect was studied found that the most warming was concentrated in Central Asia. UHI studies Malaysia and Thailand are both important in order to forecast their contribution to future global warming and climate change. The Klang Valley urban agglomeration consists of 10 metropolitan centers and serves as the significant economic growth cluster. From 1972 to 1985, the temperature travels approach in and around KL, temperature distribution were often greater in the built-out city. It was discovered in Putrajaya that the surface temperature climbed due to extensive urbanization activities and adaptation of garden city concept in urban design methods connected with a steady rise in vegetation in the city center. The greatest temperature, 39 degrees Celsius, was recorded with the impermeable paved surface to hold heat more quickly than natural materials. Bangkok's rapid urbanizations and economic growth have resulted in environmental issues, most notably city warming. Overview of the land surface temperature (LST) pattern, which represent the summer season. The three LST maps were then averaged to compute the mean LST, are represented by the dark to light red color. According to figure 3, the result fairly low when compared to other previous literature.
The first factor is population. Population in Bangkok is more higher than in Kuala Lumpur. The more population, more pollution can produce, and also the amount of vehicle is increased on the road. The second factor is land cover. Land cover is the physical material at the surface of the earth such as grass, water, and tree. As we can see from this slide, both of them, the land cover become decreased because of the infrastructure of building and less the vegetation. This both urban was found the highest urban heat island at built-up area. This get from result study Kamchegata and Dakar in 2020 for Bangkok and the study Harun et al. In 2020 for Kuala Lumpur. The highest built-up area, the less vegetation. First implication is the temperature between urban and rural. At urban, it has the highest temperature during day. At rural, mostly, it was compact with vegetation, which is it can help to keep cool by allowing the evapotranspiration. Other than that, vegetation was used as a natural shading, while at urban used high building as the man-made shading. Next implication is environmental impact such as water quality, air quality, and vegetation impact. For water quality, the high temperature can cause the growth of algae and other species at the water cannot survive. For air quality, the pollutant of photochemical reactions such as ozone and smoke can increase because this reaction need the high temperature. For vegetation impact, the study of Boiler et al. In 2010 was found decreasing urban heat island at rate 1 degree Celsius at urban park rather than at urban area. The mitigation for urban heat island, the study Thailand et al. In 2015 was found use albedo roof can reduce the temperature by reflect the heat use surface. Then, this statement was agreed by other study of Nurul Zaman in 2015 that albedo material is a very convenient for a country that is difficult to implement the large scale of tree plantation. The last mitigation is increase the vegetation at urban area because vegetation can help increase the rate of evaporation. This is also the cheap method.
In Bangkok, the industry building zone has the highest mean LST, followed by large, low-rise, and compact low-rise construction zones. The most important physical aspects affecting city warming are building coverage and pervious and impervious surface. In Greater Kuala Lumpur, while there is currently less urban heat island research available, the number of studies addressing the causes and mitigation of urban heat island has increased in recent years. The factors that influence include plant depletion and land cover changes. Some studies assess the impact of urban design and surface or building materials on urban heat island amplification. Overall, future city developments will require a collaborative effort from local authorities to incorporate and mandate the proper laws, rules, and best practice for developers to minimize urban heat island effects through more climate-friendly design approach. Creating world-class sustainable cities will only possible if related legislative policies are integrated into Malaysia and Thailand city planning and development control systems. Future research should concentrate on the dynamic and innovative use of greeneries to reduce the intensification of urban heat island effects in Malaysia and Thailand.